This morning, a couple came to get my advice on whether or not they should get married. You know, in 1/4 of all marriages, couples report that smartphones interfere with their relationship. And this is one of the issues the couple brought up when they came to see me.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Margaret Robinson and Musa McCaleb. The two of you have been together for about 2 years.
Yes.
We're here to do one of my favorite things, which is a before your vows. People used to come into this court and I think, didn't anybody talk to you before you got married? And so now I have an opportunity to talk to people before they get married so we can see if you can stay married. You have given me a compatibility test, which I have read. You have given me some information about your issues. You've also given me your marriage license, which you've given me permission to tear up should I think is a bad idea or give it to you with my blessing. So before we get to any of that, I'm going to start with you, Ms. Robinson. Why don't you tell me why you want to marry him, but you have concerns as to whether or not you should?
I think I'm stopping myself from getting a ring. I think I'm the reason I don't have a ring. But
that's interesting. Why do you think you're the reason you're not getting a ring?
Well, you know, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? He gets everything from me. I cook, I clean, I wash his clothes. It's nothing that he wants that I don't provide already. So, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I've messed this up. Now, how can I take it back so I can get a ring and then do this, you know? And how do you stop? He's like a spoiled child.
Yeah, so I'm going to back up here for a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
You trying to get me to get him to give you a ring.
I'm at the point of ultimatum. Either I get a ring or it's time for me to move
McCaleb,
on.
were you clear about that when you came here?
She's mentioned that. But my
More
thing
than
is,
once.
my thing is this. When I first met her and she asked me about marriage, I told her what I believe about marriage, that you're committed before you're married before you walk down the aisle. Mm-hmm. I've given my commitment to her. Mm-hmm. The thing with me is that I don't want to jump into something legally and then have to go through the legalities of breaking, you know, of all of that when she doesn't really show me that she's understands me or feels me.
Well, I don't have commitment.
Ms. Robinson, one reason he doesn't believe you understand or feel him is because you do not allow him to finish his sentences.
Oh, God.
See what I'm saying? You're interrupting me. Hey.
Yes, ma'am.
You're interrupting me.
Right.
I got a robe and a man with a gun sitting over here.
You're right.
And you still can't contain yourself.
Right.
So I know when you're at home with him, my man doesn't get to finish a whole lot of sentences.
Oh,
so
you
go, hey, right here, right here.
That's
Mr. McCaleb, tell me what makes you believe she doesn't really get you?
Well, just with what you had to correct on, that doesn't come out until it festers. Mm-hmm. If I'm asking her what's going on, she can walk around the house all day, 2 to 3 days, and not say a word. It's me always coming to her saying, what's going on, baby? What's wrong? Then the simplest thing will blow up. For instance, when we first got together, she was cooking. And I asked her, hey, you know, I noticed that she was using metal on metal. You know, I have cookware, so she's using forks to stir up mashed potatoes, which would scrape the stainless steel and cause it to rust, and then I have to throw it away. So I didn't
know that.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean...
I'm not saying it isn't true.
Right.
I'm just saying I can't cook. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, okay. I mean, I normally use a wooden spoon, you know, to prevent it from scratching up. I humbled myself. I thought about it because we're just in a relationship. I said, well, baby, do you think it'll be better for you to go ahead and use, because I use the wooden spoon instead of a fork to, you know, to scrape the metal. She jets out to the back room. You gonna tell me how to cook? And I'm
Why not? Baby, thank you for cooking for me.
Ms. Robinson.
And that's what she does. She thinks that I'm being unappreciative.
When you're just trying to help out.
Exactly.
Now, Ms. Robinson, let me ask you this, and I want you to just contain yourself for a second. Why was that so upsetting to you that he
Because
asked you to use a spoon?
He walked in the house from work, and I'm fixing you a hot meal so you
Right.
can sit down and eat. You've been at work all day. And instead of, oh, well, I appreciate the meal, it's don't use a fork on a pan.
But, Your Honor,
use
I
a
didn't
spoon.
say it like that.
What?
I did not say it like
why?
that. Like I said before,
That's
I
how I
humbled
heard
myself.
it.
Exactly. That's how she heard it.
That's how I
because she
heard
has
it.
Let
an
me
attitude.
ask you this, Ms. Robinson. Is it just with him that you hear all of this anger, or do you have, and be honest, open your mind wide like a prairie.
Okay.
Think about all the relationships that you have with other people, the conversations that you have with the public at large. What happens with your
You
family
hit the
members?
dead on the head.
Do you indeed catch a tune?
No, I do not, because I have certain situations that I have to know how to manage myself accordingly, but I feel like I can let loose on him. He's my rock. I'm supposed to be able to let loose on him
That's
and
my
give
thing,
it
Your
to
Honor.
him.
That's my thing with her.
You know, I have to be nice.
Hang on. I figured I could let loose on
Right.
him
Yeah,
because
he's-
that's my rock.
he's
That
my
That
shoulder.
is marriage mistake number 175B2.
Thank you.
And I'll explain it to you in a minute.
I think it's disrespectful when you're booty watching so hard that I have to
Your
turn
Honor.
around and see what you're looking at.
I don't do it to the fact of disrespect. I make glance and then I keep
Pull
straight.
yourself together. You
Right. It's and I kiss. Exactly.
Yeah. Have you been living together for years but find that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Now, Ms. Robinson, I've been messing with you for a minute. I want to give you an opportunity to explain to me your concerns about Mr. McCaleb, specifically with respect to your concerns that he may be in fact cheating or at least flirting or doing inappropriate things with other women.
He loves attention, as if I don't give him any. If he's getting attention from women, a woman on the street, walking down the street, he loves it. He soaks it in. It's like Superman when he gets his powers or something. I don't know, but
Your Honor,
he loves attention.
Well, give me a couple of examples
Please.
where he's gotten attention that you think was inappropriate or disrespectful to you.
Well, I think it's disrespectful when you're booty watching so hard that I have to
Your
turn
Honor.
around and see what you're looking at. You know, you're watching that hard where it catches my attention, and I have to turn around and look. I'm like, okay, it's nice, but turn your attention back
Are
to
you
me.
breaking your neck every time
No,
a woman
ma'am,
with a
no,
good
ma'am,
behind
no,
goes
ma'am.
by?
No, ma'am. I mean, I
Yes.
can admit, sometimes if it's just like a reflex, but I don't do it to the point of disrespectful, to be disrespectful to my woman because I have a fine woman. So I don't do it to the fact of disrespect. I make glance and then I keep
pull
straight.
yourself together. You
Right. And I kiss. Exactly.
Your
I
Honor,
just-
if this is a glance,
No. She
Then that's what he
exaggerated.
does.
She
Well,
exaggerated
you
because
say
she's jealous
he
anyway.
sleeps with his phone under his pillow.
No.
Explain his conduct with his
Thank you.
e-life.
it's
Thank
not every night. It's only
Right.
the nights that I sleep on his side of the bed. We both have our own, claimed sides. And
Right.
his side has
Can
the
I-
nightstand, mine doesn't. So if I just so happen to fall asleep on the side with the nightstand, his phone magically disappears. And we wake up the next morning, it's under his pillow. Or it's under him, he literally sleep on top of it.
Are you afraid? I mean, if I were to take your phone from you
No.
right now,
No.
did the code, hand it to her,
That's the thing,
would
Your
you
Honor.
break out in a sweat?
That's the thing, Your Honor.
He wouldn't
She
now
has
because
my
he's learned
code.
to
She
erase
has my
them
code.
because I found messages in
She
his
has
phone
my
already.
code. She has my code. I have her code. The thing about the phone and sleeping in the bed, she falls asleep before me. It takes me a while to wind down. I may flick through the channels. I may browse on. I may pay bills online. And like she says, I'm against the wall and I may not want to go over her to
That's the
plug my
craziest
phone
thing
up
I've
or
ever
get out the
heard.
bed. So I just sleep and the phone is right in the bed.
He won't
so
reach over me to put his phone back on the stand, but he'll turn me over and tap me on my shoulder when he wants to wake me up for something else. What kind of sense does that make?
If she's afraid that I'm cheating or she has my code, if the phone is going off, it's right there. If I'm afraid of her looking through my phone,
Why would you leave it right there?
right, and it's in the bed with us.
Ms. Robinson, what is the worst message or picture you've seen on his
Thank you.
phone?
He addressed the lady as high witness. What
This is the
that?
thing, Yana.
No.
This is a woman that when I was like 13, 12 years old,
Yeah.
hadn't heard from her. We used to go to the skate ring. Back then she had a curl. When we used to dance, we used to always get
Jerry curl.
a Jerry
Yeah, I
curl, and it was
gotcha.
short Jerry curl. And
You know
always,
the Jerry curl, right?
And that was the thing. Witness. Now I didn't
If
try
you
to
saw
I didn't
that,
try to
it's
argue with her
sexual.
when she found that because the innuendo is sexual.
Yes.
So I didn't try, and it was just the communication probably just was a no-no.
Right.
So I didn't try to argue, and I explained that to her, but that's the worst thing she's seen. And
Is it?
the girl and the young lady,
That's
she
bad
texted me,
enough.
and it didn't happen like that. The young lady texted me on Father's Day. We had been
It
arguing.
does not matter.
Well,
It does not matter.
No, Ms. Robinson, I'll tell you now whether it matters, and I'm going to tell you later whether it matters.
Okay.
But what you say that sometimes he doesn't come home till 2 a.m.
This is his excuse for that. He works later than me, so it's okay for him to go out when he gets off work and not come home
But how
until
often do I
2
go
in
out?
the
Mr.
morning.
McCaleb?
Because if I get off work at 5 and I go somewhere, I'm at home by 9 or 10. So he
Do you work
figures
full-time?
I work full time. Yes, I forgot to mention that, and I come home and work full time after that.
Your Honor, this happened one time. One time.
I can count 3.
Okay, 2 or 3 times.
Oh.
But this is the thing. We've been together 2 years. It'll be 2 years in September, Your Honor. It'll be 2 years in September. The incident, the last time that it happened, it was on a Saturday. I gets off at 6:30.
I get it. 2 or 3 times in 3 years. That speaks volumes. You don't even have to explain it. Don't get him all, you got to do it this way and you got to do it on this day. If the man's going to help, let him help. Don't be foolish. We're all trying to get him to help. Do you think Margaret had good cause to suspect that Musa was cheating? Call now to vote. 855-70-DIVORCE. That's 855-70-DIVORCE. You'll receive some exclusive offers. If you would like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. I took a look at your compatibility test, as I always do. And normally when I look at a compatibility test, I see 2 different people than the ones that I see here. I don't know what happens. But I saw the 2 of you in your compatibility test. You were clearly you, and you were clearly you. And you are, in fact, one of the reasons why you didn't get a ring. And let me explain this to you. Each time I do this, I ask people to fill out whose jobs are particular chores. You know what I mean? Who's supposed to do this? Who's supposed to do that? And I had to read yours a couple of times because I kept thinking, well, this got to be his sheet of paper. You said you're supposed to do 90% of the cooking, 90% of the cleaning, 80% of the child care, 90% of the laundry, and then you complain that he doesn't do enough at the house. You believe you're supposed to do all of that.
Well,
so
I'm
why
old
would you
school.
do that and complain about what he does?
And she
Well, I
complained.
don't complain about it. He complains about it because he says you never let me do anything. But
Why don't you let the man work?
But this is the thing. If he wants to do something, he has an off day through the week. So if he wanted to do so much and he was worried about I never let him do anything, when I come home on that one day a week, the house should be clean and dinner should be cooked.
Let me tell you something, Ms. Robinson. Assistance is assistance is assistance. And if your man wants to come and do something, whenever he wants to do it to help you out, you say, thank you, baby, and let the man work. Don't get him all, you got to do it this way and you got to do it on this day. If the man's going to help, let him help. Don't be foolish. We're all trying to get him to help. You know what I mean? You got a guy want to help you telling him, well, you can't help right now.
Right.
I say yes to all assistance.
Well, I just think that means he doesn't really want to help. Because if he wanted to...
Ms. Robinson, we're going to have a conversation, you and I, at some point. We really, really are. But before we do that, I'm going to do one more thing. You guys are talking about getting married. Mr. McCaleb, I want you to tell me in 90 seconds why she is so special, why you've been with her for 2 years, and what you love so much about her.
I mean, I know that she's a conqueror. You know what I mean? She has the ability to overcome a lot of things, and she, through life, just life obstacles. She's caring, she's loving. I love the love that she shows for her kids, for her family. And I love the love. I know that it's her way of showing me love that I thought, when she does things and just does it and tell me to sit down, but I need her to understand that I want to show her that same thing. And those are my ways. I don't want her to dictate her ways to me. I want her to, accept mine. And she's beautiful. She's driven. I mean, that's amongst a lot of other things. I mean, she's loyal. She's loyal.
Hey, that's an A. You got an A on that one. Most guys come out here get D+, but you got an A on that one. You really, really did. Now, Ms. Robinson,
Tell him there's an A in Jared's.
I'm trying to help you, Ms. Robinson. I really am. I want you to land this, brother, but you're not helping me out at all. Just not at all. So, Ms. Robinson, you give me 90 seconds of your care, love, and desire for Mr. McCaleb.
He's strong. He's supportive when he needs to be. 90% of the time, we're working on that. He's a protector. He really is. He's a provider. He shows love to, just everybody around. And he wants to talk. You don't find many men that actually want to talk. Sometimes he wants to talk too much, and it's some of our problem, but he actually wants to communicate. He's very passionate. He has goals and ambition, and he has things he wants to do, and I want to push him there and make sure he gets everything he wants done. I really want to be there for him.
Very good, Ms. Robinson. You got a C. But I'll explain it to you why a little later.
Okay.
There's always a whole lot going on in divorce court that people want to talk about. If you have something you want to say, join us on Twitter @DivorceCourt, or jump on our Facebook page and see what everybody's talking about on there. Sometimes you people get heated. Don't miss it. Mr. McCaleb, if I could clone you and pass you out, I'd make billions.
Really?
Like you, good man. She wants to get married, and I know why you don't want to get married. I'll say one thing to you about that. It'll never be perfect. She's always going to have flaws, just like you will always have flaws. Once you live with a woman for a considerable period of time and keep dangling that maybe I'll marry you someday when you get right, it's unkind. Because fertility, time, all of that, it's not fair. So you need to be man enough to make a decision about what it is you want and then tell her about it. But don't keep taking all that she has on a promise that you may never fulfill, because it's not fair. Ms. Robinson, you need to get out your own way. You got too much to say about too little. You get too excited about things that are too small. He is who he is. He's going to present the way that he presents. Mostly, everything he's presenting is good to you. So all those little things, knicky-knack things that bother you, let them slide right past you. I do 97,000 things that annoy my husband, but he loves me and he looks past them. He does 10 million things that annoy me, but I look past them. You guys got about 8 things ain't right, and you don't want to look past them. So what you need to do is allow the man to be the helper that he wants to be. You need to keep your mouth closed when he's doing the right thing, but he's not doing it exactly the way he wants to. You need to allow the man who wants to talk to you to speak with you without you telling him what it is he needs to say, how he needs to say it, when he needs to say it. And if I were you, and this is just me, I'd break camp. You love this thing, you gonna have to work for it. I ain't coming back till I got a ring. I don't believe in that shacking up business. That's just you to me. If you were my daughter, I'd have a U-Haul at your house when we left here. I am not going to give you your marriage certificate because I don't think you want to get married, and I'll get the number to U-Haul. This matter is adjourned. The story of Margaret and Musa has brought up something that is near and dear to my heart. Number one, fellas, don't dangle if you don't mean it. Don't say maybe, maybe, maybe when you know you really don't want it. And ladies, don't give everything if the guy isn't giving you the one thing you really want.